Hey, what is going on, you guys? My name is Gambit, and today we are here to talk about all three sneak peeks that have come out at the time of this video up to date. So, sneak peek number one, not a big deal. We're just going to jump right in. There's a lot of stuff I like to cover. Sneak peek number one, 5 deck slots. That's cool. You know, I know a lot of people ask for more deck slots. I believe it comes at level 8. So if you're level 8 or higher, you get 5 deck slots. That's pretty nice. You know, it's helpful. I myself, I never really had a problem with not having enough deck slots. Whenever I just found a deck I liked, and I didn't have a slot for it, I would just screenshot it. But now you can put it in one of these extra deck slots, which isn't bad. Like, it's just a quality of life change that I think a lot of people will come to like. Moving on onto the copy system. I want to call it the copy system. Now, if you go on TV Royale, you see a deck you might like and you want to watch it. So you're like, all right, sick. Watch this, and then you realize they switched their deck, and now you can't copy that deck. Well, now you can. You can just copy it right off of replays now. That includes in your clan and everything like that. And probably the best thing about this sneak peek is now you can just send friend requests to people via a text message, line message, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. You can send them messages, and it'll send them a link, and then you can friend request them. And they'll be on your friends list instead of having to go through Facebook, which lags the hell out of your game. Guys, don't do Facebook. It's terrible. I cannot wait for this, and hopefully you guys will be my friend in CR. Alright, now moving on to sneak peek number 2, which is, in my opinion, way freaking cooler. We have 3 new challenges, which is freaking awesome, guys. These 3 new challenges are pretty cool. The first challenge is 3 times Elixir challenge, where it sounds exactly like it is. You have 3 times the amount of Elixir, which is sick. Dope, right? Everyone likes more Elixir. And then moving on, we have I think it's called the ramp challenge. I'm not 100% sure. It's like the ramp up challenge. And basically what that is, every minute you're doing the game, every minute you're doing the battle, it picks up an Elixir. So 1 minute in to the battle, it's 1 times Elixir. Then 2 minutes in, it's 2 times Elixir. Then 3 minutes in, the final minute, it's 3 times Elixir. And then if you go into overtime, you just go into overtime. It's no big deal. Moving on to the next challenge, which, in my opinion, it's the best one. It's so cool. It's so unique. It's something awesome. It's called Sudden Death Challenge. And basically what it is, it starts you in overtime, and the first person to take a tower wins. So you only have 3 minutes. There's no overtime. There's 3 minutes. Just 3 minutes of overtime, and first tower wins. So it's a high stakes kind of challenge that I think you'll have to play very differently, because you're not trying to chip down tower. You want to take that tower, because when you take it, you win. There's no need to wait the whole 3 minutes. You got 4 minutes with the overtime. There's none of that. You have to go hard, and it's double Elixir the whole time because it is overtime. So there's no waiting for double Elixir. It's time to go right when the match starts. So I really do like that. I really like the idea of it. Probably my favorite one. So moving on, we have sneak peek number 3, and this is the cool one, guys. We have 4 brand new cards. You can see them on the right side of your screen, and it's freaking awesome. You have the retro Sparky, you have the skeleton bomb, you have the flying machine, and you have the freaking Mega Knight, which looks awesome, guys. So let's just go over the stats here. I have all the stats at tournament standard. They're all from OJ's video if you want to check them out. This is where I wanted to get to real fast. I know we covered the other sneak peeks real quick, but we're going to go in a little bit of depth here. So moving on, we have the flying machine. Now this thing, I'm on the fence about this thing. I'm not sure if it's something I really want to see a lot, but it is at the same time still cool. It says the Master Builder, which is from COC, and he is the builder in the Night Village. If you didn't know that, maybe you don't play COC anymore. It says the Master Builder has sent his first contraption to the arena. It's a fast and fun flying but fragile. That's awesome. I know I missed the word machine in there, but it's still awesome. So basically what I think it does, it just flies around and shoots stuff. It's a lot like a Mega Minion, but it's got a little bit of range. So its damage is 142, and that's per second as well. Its hit speed's 1 second. It only has 510 health, which is not that much. Now, a fireball won't kill it quite at tournament standard, but it's still not that much health. And it targets air and ground, which in my opinion, it should have just targeted air. because it looks like it could only target air, and we have no troops in the game that just target air because this troop's not really anything unique, but its speed is fast, so it's gonna be one of those things. It's gonna be hard to get behind a push, but I think it's just gonna be a pretty good defensive card because it is a little bit ranged. 6 tiles actually. So moving on to the next troop, which, like I said, is my personal favorite of the group after the Retro Sparky. I'm kind of drawn between the two. We have the Mega Knight. He lands with a force of 1,000 mustaches. What a beast. Then jumps from one foe to the next, dealing huge area damage. Stand aside. So if you can imagine this, just imagine this, right? There's a knight. He's holding one of those big ball things that you smash on the ground. And he jumps like a cat. And as he's landing, he slams the ground with that ball thing. And whammo, that's what this guy does. That's how I see it in my head. I don't know if it's exactly what he does, but it's how I see it in my head. And he's a beast, guys. He's 7 elixir, so, you know, he's got to be a little bit tanky. He's got to be strong. They have area damage of 240. That's without his jump. 240 damage. That's a lot. Then we have the jump damage, which is 480, which is freaking crazy, guys. 480, and then his spawn damage is 480 as well. So he spawns in and smashes the ground when he spawns in. It's a lot like the E-Wizard. It's the best way to describe it. You know, you drop an E-Wizard and a zap comes down with it. He's going to be smashing the ground when he comes in. So it's really cool, except his smash does not hit air. He doesn't hit air at all. So you have to know that he won't be hitting air with the smash. You can't use it on like minion hordes or something. I think that would kill a minion horde, which would be pretty sick. His hit points is 3,300. So it's a little bit, I believe it's just a little bit less than a P.E.K.K.A. And his damage is a little bit more than a P.E.K.K.A. If I'm thinking right, I could go look. But his jump range is 4 to 5 tiles, so it's a lot like the Bandit. I think the Bandit's 4 to 6. And then you have the hit speed is 1.8 seconds. So he does hit a little bit slow, but if he's pouncing around, you know, that's no big deal. And his speed is medium. So, you know, he can build a push-up with him. So moving on to the next troop. I really love that troop. I'm so glad they came up with it. We have the Cannon Cart, a.k.a. the Retro Sparky. This troop is totally unique. It's got to be one of my favorites out of this list. Right after the Mega Knight. I don't know. I'm going back and forth between the two. It says a cannon on wheels? ? But they won't see that coming. Once you break its shield, it becomes a cannon not on wheels. So I'm just going to paint you guys a picture here, okay? You drop your cannon cart, and then he's shooting, and it goes across the bridge, and say you take it, the tower takes out its shield. Now you have a cannon sitting on your side of the map shooting at your tower. How freaking insane is that? That would just be so funny to see. So funny to see. I'm so glad they came up with, like, this is more like a fun card in my opinion. I'm just kind of glad they came up with this. It's just like something fun. It's like a battle ram, you know. I don't think it'll be super good, but I think it'll be super fun. Hopefully it is super good. Hopefully I'm wrong. And imagine it like on defense against like a giant push, because it can sit there and shoot the giant and tank the things behind it, and then once those things behind it have killed it, the shield, the giant will then start to go towards it. So it's like distracting everything by itself. So it's freaking crazy. I really do like it. And it's quite tanky too. It's got 696 hit points, and his shield has 696 hit points. So you have to like kill it twice. I don't know. To me, it's insane. I really like it. Its range is only 5.5 tiles, so it's not a whole lot, but it is a good amount. It does 203 damage, but only 169 damage a second, because it shoots at 1.2 speed, which, you know, that's still pretty good at the same time. And its deploy time's only 1 second, and I'm really glad about that. That it's not like, I think they're moving away from deploy times any long like they used to do. They changed the P.E.K.K.A. from long deploy time. The only real troop that has a long deploy time anymore is Royal Giant, because he's OP. If he's in the middle, you know what I mean? So they had to fix that a little bit. And the Golem, because it's 8 elixir, so you need a second to save some. So I really think they're moving away from longer deploy times. I don't think they'll ever have any more that take a long time. But anyway, let's move on to the next card. The Skeleton Barrel. Sorry, giving it a good read here. It's a skeleton party in the sky until all balloons pop. Then it's a skeleton party on the ground. Freaking awesome, right? I really like this card. I think it's something interesting. It floats. I think it'll be really good on pushes where like they have an Inferno Tower and you want to distract it, because it'll go right towards buildings, and then once it like pops, it'll drop a bunch of skeletons. So that's really cool, something awesome. So if it goes to the Inferno Tower and pops and drops all the skeletons, you can take out the Inferno Tower while distracting it the entire time. I think it was a really good idea. I think it's going to be really useful for those giant golem players. I don't know if it's going to be useful in like Lava Hound decks or anything like that. I just don't think it has a place there, because you already have a Lava Hound and a balloon. You can't have another troop that's just worthless on defense. So it's got 636 DPS. No, it doesn't. 636 hit points. I'm an idiot. It's got 8 skeletons in it, and they're all level 9 at tournament standard. It targets building, it speeds medium, and it's only 1 second deploy time. Like I said, awesome card. I really like it. I like where they went with these cards this time. Like this time, all the cards are pretty original besides the flying machine. All the cards, you can tell they took some time and came up with. Unlike last time, where they just kind of threw those, like, you know, Night Witch, Bats. You know, those cards, they're pretty much already in the game. They're just like the flying versions of them. So I'm really glad they came up with their own thing. This is awesome. I really like the sneak peek. Hopefully we'll get another sneak peek tomorrow, and I'll try and make a video on that. Anyway, guys, I've been talking way too long. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, homies. Peace out.